At the end of the day, I could, sit down and think that, oh wow, I really did live that saying, que sí se puede. I'm doing this all for them. Like any good son or daughter, I want to make their sacrifices worth it. By virtue of honoring my parents through my accomplishments that I've done so far in life, they came here with nothing to lose, but with everything to gain. And the most honorable way that I can do to display this deep sense of appreciation for my parents would be to essentially share their story through my accomplishments, is through media such as Instagram, Facebook, social media. I can't think of any better role models to have in life than them. Their story coming to this country, their incomparable work ethic. Farm working, tends to be categorized as an unskilled labor. But if you were to go out there and you'd see those men and women working, you'd be like, wow, this takes a particular level of skill. And that's exactly what it is. They're incredible skill, but again, they're incomparable work ethic. I can't think of anyone else whom I can emulate in life. Finally being on the front lines, finally getting to treat and heal many of the patients that I see every day. To say the least, it's been very rewarding to finally be living the dream, as they say, as a child growing up in a migrant farm worker camp. During the summers, I vividly recall a project by Emory University called the South Georgia Farm Worker Health Project, in which they'd send down mobile rural health clinics from Atlanta, in which all sorts of ancillary staff came to this particular farm worker camp where I was raised and provided basic healthcare needs for a lot of the farm workers there with whom I lived amongst, and including my parents. Just seeing them take care of many of the people who look like me, treating these people who I think are arguably the most vulnerable people in the workforce in this country, I cannot recall of a more startling moment in my life in which I decided, wow, this is really neat. I can really see myself pursuing this profession. I want to be part of that changing generation of Latinos, Latinas, Latinx folks who help uplift our community as a whole. The best way that I can do this right now at this time is to continue working hard and achieving my dreams. So in that way, I can influence and inspire other younger Latinos to pursue their dreams. And that, eventually sparks generational mobility and helps uplift, elevate our culture, Latinos. Georgia is rapidly changing as a state within its demographics, and I want to be part of that change. I want to help lead that movement. But eventually, I do want to take my shot at public service, namely in politics. I think my life mission has always been to help others. And it just so happens that professionally, as a career, I'm doing that through the power of medicine, through the power of healing. But even outside of my profession, I want to help others achieve their dreams. It's an honor. It's a blessing that many young folks and, many even older folks are, looking at me as a source of inspiration, as a role model. I can think of no bigger blessing than that, aside from, honoring my parents, that, I can be seen as a role model to other young minds.